Alright guys, so for this video, I'm just going to be ranking every single ruler from worst to best. I'm going to be telling you guys exactly their strengths, their weaknesses, how you should be using them, and just my overall thoughts. And the worst ruler merge tactics right now is Goblin Queen. There are a few reasons for that. The first one being that goblins themselves are not very strong at all. Dark Goblin is still okay in the Ranger trait, but Goblin Machine has completely fallen off. Assassins aren't doing anything this season, and so it's just a lack of there being any good traits in the team itself means that the team is just going to fall to the bottom of the list, and that's exactly what happened here. So we are going to go for another goblin. I think we need to get at least another goblin out there so we could be generating double goblins. We'll take that, I guess. Okay, we can go ahead and go in with this. That 2-star on that's going to be helpful. And actually, there is another Goblin Queen right here, right now. But I do think that she is not even very viable this season. I mean, there are so many rulers in the game now. I mean, 5 rulers is not a few. They just keep adding them every season, and I don't know when they're going to stop. But there is a definite top tier that Goblin Queen does not reach, and that's just because she is not consistent. You have to have either the perfect setup, like you can see right there. I had to sell that just to get some more elixir. And there's not even the comps that Goblin Queen plays well into are not very good this season, are not as good. The Rangers, the Blasters, either with your Dark Goblin, your Spear Goblin, Juggernauts were incredibly good, and Brutalists just aren't at that level. And so the cards themselves that you get, the Goblin cards do not lend themselves to the meta right now, and so it's just the matter of getting better cards from other rulers that allow you to do better. So we just took some damage there, but overall we're doing decently. The other Goblin Queen is already gone. I think, if you want to play Goblin Queen, if you just love Goblin Queen for whatever reason, your best bet is going to be some sort of Brutalist, Blaster, or Ranger comp. I can't really tell you which. Let's just go ahead and go for the full goblins. I think that's our best bet here. At least we can level up our Dark Goblin and our Goblin Machine. But yeah, some kind of Brutalist thrower comp. Throwers are pretty decent. I mean, Rangers are decent too if you can just get your hands on them, but they're definitely a lot harder to get. And the thing with Goblin Queen is that it's so hard to get troops besides your goblins because it doesn't generate any elixir. The battle machine's the same way. It doesn't generate any extra elixir, but the king generates you elixir. The lung gives you +1 elixir every round, and obviously Spirit Empress is the best way to get elixir. But the Goblin Queen leaves you with no way to do that. Is there another Brutalist that would pair better? P.E.K.K.A? No. Who's the last Brutalist? Skeleton King? No. I guess I could get the Skeleton Dragons, but again, the Rangers aren't going to be very popular. We'll just go with these throwers here. We are in a pretty good spot because we're about to get a 3-star on him. But look at this. Look what we're going up against. I mean, this guy is a 3-star dart, 3-star dart, 3-star stab, 2-star spear, 2-star on each giant, and a 1-star machine. And he's just playing King because King is really good at generating elixir, and Goblin Queen is not good at that. I mean, so what she is good at is if you can survive, she's going to get 4-star cards in many cases. Actually, the games don't last nearly as long as they used to. So honestly, she might not get to 4-star cards nearly as often as she used to, but she is still decent at it. And you see we can just get the 3-star machine there, which is nice, but there's just not a lot of other benefits to her. She just gets overshadowed in the way she can generate cards and obviously the lack of generating elixir. I don't think we're even going to be able to get a stab goblin here. So I think we just go for something like this. We don't even need this either. What else would we benefit from? Actually, let's just go for this now. It's kind of giving itself to us. This just gives us a lot more traits. The only reason I'm doing that. And there's that. Okay, I wanted to get that 2-star on the machine, but that'll be, on the Skeleton King, but that'll be okay. He does have a partial superstars and blasters, but I think we will survive actually, just because we're gonna have our blasters doing so much damage. We might actually win. Okay, so obviously I'm trying my best to win all these games. I'm not just gonna go out here and throw these games to prove my point. Obviously I'm only at 1,500 or 15,000 trophies right now. I haven't had a lot of time to grind Ultimate Champion just with the holidays and everything. Sorry, Ultimate Champion. To grind and merge tactics just with the holidays. So I will be getting to Diamond very, very soon. So I'm just going to grind a ton. But this is mid-range right now. There's definitely Still some good people at this range, just people who don't grind it all the way out. And I mean, she is usable. She is usable. Do I recommend using her? No, she's not good at all. She's the worst. But there is still such a good balance with all the rulers right now to where she actually is playable. Now, do I think there's a way to fix her without touching any of the cards? Possibly. I mean, you can see we're here with a 33% chance. If they up that back to a 40% chance, it might be a bit better, help us to get 4 stars quicker. But if there's not any use in the cards themselves, if the Goblin cards are bad, if the cards that they pair well with are bad, and not even just bad, but just not close to the top of the meta, then you're going to suffer from that. Let's go and go for this, and then we can go for that too. Okay, that means that there's another dart in the pool, which means there might be another 2 darts in the pool. I don't know why I bought that. I may have just messed that up there. Okay, we'll just grab this back. Okay, there's the dart though. Okay, so I think we'll definitely win this one just because we have all the stars that we need right now. But I mean, you can see it wasn't easy. We went down to 4 HP. We easily could have lost a few of those. We do have some decent traits on the side, so she does allow you to get decent traits just because you can kind of mix and match. This is, I mean, a similar comp to what we had, what we were playing before with the Juggernauts instead of the Brutalists, but it's just not as consistent. It is difficult. If you go up against an Empress player who is able to get ahead of you and get your cards that you want, then you're kind of at a loss. And so it's really crucial that you get good matchups against Queen. What is this? Okay, give me nice 4-star dart is awesome. I don't think we're gonna get any other 4 stars, so I guess at this point just try to get. And can we even block? Let's block a monk. Let's block a golden knight. Let's block okay, there's the monk. There's the mega knight. That's the last one I need to block, and we just need to block a golden knight. There's a golden knight. So we are able to generate enough elixir just by selling the free goblins to block, which is still helpful. I mean, we're at a really good spot here, blocking his top 3 cards, 4 cards, I guess, if you count the Skeleton King. And yeah, this is going to be an easy win for us. But yeah, there's very few instances where you're going to have a win like this with Goblin Queen, where it seems pretty dominant. If you play her, you're most likely just gonna struggle to even get second place. But here you go. She's not very good overall, and I would recommend you use one of the other 4 rulers. All right, guys, the 4th best ruler this season is actually, in my opinion, going to be the not the building master, the master builder, battle machine. I can never remember his name, and maybe that's why I don't really like playing with him, but I can never remember his name. It's going to be the master builder, though, and the reason for that is just because buildings are not very good, in my opinion. I honestly do not enjoy getting the building modifiers, and here we've gotten the expo modifier twice in a row, so we'll have to deal with it. But I just don't think buildings are good enough. I think the 4-star building, you kind of have to get like an expo. Or, I mean, not even an expo. You kind of have to get a mortar or an inferno tower. I don't think Tesla's very good. Expo just takes way too long to charge up to even give you much value on your team. So I just think the buildings themselves are not nearly as strong as they need to be for Battle Machine to be good. Now, could they just tweak the buildings a bit and make him very good? Absolutely. And they have to be very careful with that. If buildings were overpowered, then Battle Machine would be the easy choice. But they're just not very overpowered and not very good in general. So you can see, I mean, my pump didn't even generate me an elixir there, and our expos aren't even going to be able to. Actually, they might at the last second, right before that queen dies. Wow, that was annoying. And see, you're just relying on the buildings to do exactly what you need them to do sometimes. Okay, here's a 2-star on that. We're just going to put it like here. And we're going to go for, let's do this and this. Okay, we already have a few superstars. We'll just go for a superstar with execution or something. Okay, this isn't bad. Let's just do this, and then we'll just try to pick up that E-Giant again at one point. The comps are hard to get with this. I mean, having 5 units as your max units is very, very difficult to deal with. You're just not going to be able to get very good comps. You're not going to be able to get a ton of synergies activated at the same time, which is very important. I mean, we thankfully were able to knock out this lung here, and we're going up against another battle machine and another lung who's kind of weak. But without getting, a full trait, it's a struggle to actually be able to compete and be able to climb and get better within the round at the same pace that everybody else does. So you have the Spirit Empress who's able to continue their cycle. Wow, we really need to get... It's so hard to generate elixir here, too. That's another annoying feature. Okay, I didn't even get that off the board like I wanted to. Yeah, it's hard to generate elixir. It's hard to build a full comp. It's hard to climb at the same rate as your opponent. So obviously King's continuing to generate elixir after every single round that he loses. Spirit Empress is able to generate elixir basically at will. And Lung is able to, have 7 troops and continue to build out those 7 troops. Even Goblin Queen is able to get 4 stars, like we saw in the last round there. So we do get a 3-star Expo here. I am going to use it more as a tank in front of our backline here. I do need to grab that E-Giant. There's the E-Giant. So we are able to get, some semblance of a comp that kind of works here. Just very low stars. And that's what you struggle with, wow, how does he only have 1 stars? So that's kind of crazy, but... having only 1 stars and then that 2-star Musketeer is just not really consistent enough to be very good. With Spirit Empress in round 5, I normally have at least a few 3 stars, and that's what I find the excitement in the game in. And by the way, I should put a notice on this video that this is my opinion. Obviously, if you guys have seen different results from different rulers, then absolutely play who you want and use your own opinion. You may have different strategies than I do, and that's completely, completely normal. And that's what I love about the game this season, is that it's so unique based on the player, and there's so many different ways to play it. There's so many good teams, there's so many good rulers, and I absolutely love that. So if you completely disagree with my list, that is perfectly fine. And this is just based off of me playing every ruler this season and kind of figuring out what I like the most. But after this one, the top 3 are kind of, like a rock, paper, scissors almost. They do well against other rulers. There's kind of like different matchups within them, but they're all consistent. So, I mean, if you really enjoy playing Battle Machine, then absolutely be my guest. I'm going to continue to play it. I'm going to continue to make videos about it. I do think it needs to change to be more consistent and just some more balances to the buildings. I mean, because you can see here, I got this 3-star Expo. The other guy got a 3-star Pump. And his Pump did absolutely nothing for him because he just lost. And now we're going up against this Lung, who still only has 1 stars and a 2-star Valkyrie. Doesn't even have 7 troops on the board. And so this is kind of an easy win for me. I kind of wish it was a bit more difficult, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and take this switch here. I don't expect to get a 3-star, and this is what I really wanted. I want that ace on the Monk, and then let's go ahead and grab, a 2-star on the Monk again, just to make sure he's our captain. Obviously, he would have been because he's 5 elixir over the 3 elixir from the Executioner, but that's kind of my 2 cents about Battle Machine. Do they need to change his ability? I don't really think so. I mean, even if they gave him 6 troops on the board, I don't know. That's the thing that's been going around the back of my mind. Do they just let him have 6 troops? He would be able to get normal comps like everybody else, and they still wouldn't give him a way to generate elixir, and that would be fine. I mean, it would just allow him to compete troop-wise at the same level as everyone else. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about Battle Machine as a whole. Alright guys, like I said in the last game, the top 3 rulers are kind of interchangeable. This is just my opinion on where they go, and in my opinion, Lung is the 3rd best ruler in the game right now, and I've literally gotten, no, I can't even get a 3rd troop on the board. I've literally gotten the Expo modifier 3 times in a row. They are stupid. Please remove the building modifiers from the game. I despise them. They don't make the game any more enjoyable at all. Especially the Expo one, you're just waiting, and 90% of the time it doesn't even activate. So please, Supercell, remove the building modifiers from the game completely. I think we would all be in favor of that. Okay, now, about Lung. Obviously, Lung was by far the best ruler last season. Not even close. And that's just not the case this season. I don't think there's as big of a gap as there was. I need to get some cards out there. Okay, I guess we can just run something like this. Just get something like that. Okay. There's obviously been some changes to other rulers that have let them kind of back in the top, and I don't think that Lung is... Okay, wow. See, we just got destroyed there. Those 1 stars. And I just don't think he has that set place at the top like he did last season. So we're going to go ahead and go for our clan comp here that I really like to play. Clan is just really consistent. And pretty cheap too, which is good for Lung and also good for another ruler I'm going to talk about in a minute. And I think Clan, just by being cheap alone, is going to be very decent this season. I don't think it's going to be broken. I don't think it's going to be broken as some other comps are. I don't know if it needs to be nerfed, but it's just very balanced, I think, and it works very well for rulers who have a bit more of a difficult time generating enough elixir to buy those expensive teams. So I do think we're going to win this one here as long as the Musketeer doesn't use her ability 7,000 times. Okay, Expo clutched up for us, and we already knocked the Empress out of the game. That is great. So we're going to go ahead and grab this here and that. Okay, there's our last, what is it called again? My last clan member, and we also activated a Brutalist trait with that, which is good. I mean, clan is kind of mix and match with a lot of different comps. You have brawler capabilities with this and the P.E.K.K.A, and then you have the Brutalist, and honestly, clan overall is just very flexible, which I love, especially with Lung, because you kind of need these teams that give you more ways to play, and that's what Lung is really good at, is that you can kind of push together all different kinds of troops and get, different synergies put together, and they really just kind of work pretty consistently, and that's really something really good about Lung that the other rulers can't do. With Goblin Queen, you have to go for goblins. And I guess, sorry, I may have worded that wrong. It allows you to kind of craft your team as you go. With Spirit Empress, you kind of have to set for your team and then build around that team. Same thing with King. But with Lung, you can kind of piece together because you don't have the flexibility with the elixir gains that other troops have. Okay, this is going to give us a... I definitely think I want the Queen boosted over the Wizard. So I think this is honestly a really good comp here. Yeah, this guy's the dead guy, so he's going to be cooked. Hopefully one of these guys knocks out the other. But you can see, I don't think I've sold anything since that 2-star. Actually, yeah, I did. I sold like 2 troops this entire round, and then I just stumbled across a really good comp here. 2 out of 2 P.E.K.K.A, 4 out of 4 Clan, 2 out of 4 Brutalist, 2 out of 4 Brawler, 2 out of 4 Ranger. And that's something that I really like about Lung, is that you can just piece together these comps. Now, where does he struggle? End game for sure. He struggles completely with the end game. He kind of relies on getting those early wins to even have a chance to win the whole thing out. If he doesn't get those early wins and he takes a few losses, even, I mean, I took a bit of a loss, but I was able to come back, and now I've won everyone since. And that's the thing with Lung, is that you have to stay on top of the game, because if you go up against an Empress who's going to have 3-star teams at the end of the round, if you go up against a Goblin Queen, you probably won't. But if you do, they're going to have 4-star goblins. If you go up against a king, they're going to use that extra elixir from those losses that you gave them to build up a really good team. And even Battle Machine, you have those 3-star and 4-star buildings coming out in rounds 5 and 8. So you just have to get ahead of the curve with with Lung, and that's the main weakness of him. And that's why some other rulers can do very well into him, like King. The King capitalizes on those early losses and uses that elixir to build up a team and come back stronger than ever. So there's just a different way you have to play Lung. You can't really focus on building elixir. You can't really sell many troops that you want to, even if you want to, and you have to be very careful about it. So we're not even going to worry about this right here. I think that we got this in the bag. He does have a full superstar. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the E-Giant. So I think this is easy GG's. See, this is what I'm talking about. Back to Battle Machine. Getting a 3-star pump in round 5, and then having to fight me just for a chance to even stay alive, and your best building is that 3-star pump. That's going to do you no good in the actual battle. It's just so silly to me. Do I love that they added buildings? Absolutely. I think they were a fantastic addition. I think they give you a new way to play the game. I just think they're not quite where they need to be. I expected them to be able to be purchased like any other cards, give you the option to play them. I didn't expect them to be an integral part of a modifier or a ruler itself, but Lung is pretty decent. Definitely able to be played into top ladder, in my opinion. All right, so like I said, these top 3 rulers are kind of interchangeable, but in my opinion, I have King as the second best, not the top. So we are going to be playing with King here, which is crazy to say. King hasn't been good since the beginning of the game, ever. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and take a loss here against this guy, which is what I want. Hopefully we're able to kill his Barbarian. No, we're not going to. Okay, so we're going to take 3 damage, which isn't great, but with King, any damage you take is fine. As long as it's little, because obviously you're getting that extra huge elixir boost, because you can now get from 4 to 8 bonus elixir. Let's see how much we get. We got 4. Okay, not great, not horrible. Let's go for, well, it is the worst that we could possibly get from there, I guess, now that I think about it that way. Let's go for this, try to generate some goblins, generate some elixir here, maybe go for a 2-star. We are going against another King, and he is going to take that unit off the board. So I'm just going to take my princess off as well. He is going to try to lose, which is okay. I would rather have the goblins than the extra damage. Actually, we might win this. No, we're not. We're definitely not going to win this. That's okay. We can deal a bit of damage here, and we'll be fine. We'll be able to generate an extra goblin. and be able to come back from that. We are playing against two Lungs, which is good because King does very well against Lung. Lung, you know, has to get those early wins, and if King takes early losses, then that's only good for him. Now, as far as team compositions, I mentioned it earlier, but there is a comp that is very cheap and easy to go for, and that is going to be Clan. I think Clan is very good with King just because it's pretty cheap. We're going to go for that, get that Monk just so that we can cycle around a bit more here. And do we need to leave all our units? I think we do, because this one's going to be more of a challenge to win, which is fine. As far as when you stop trying to farm Elixir and when you actually go for the big wins, it really changes game by game, and that's one of the reasons why I don't think King is the best, because he's pretty, you know, inconsistent as far as play style. You know, with Spirit Empress, it's the same thing every single time. With King, you never really know when you want to take losses, when you want to go for huge wins, when you want to build up your team, when you want to keep units on the board, when you want to leave them off. And so there is a lot of skill to King that people don't understand. But I feel like there's just more control you have over the game when you are playing Spirit Empress, and that's what I like more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go for this here. Go ahead and grab that 2-star Queen is going to be perfect. And then honestly, just throw this in here as well. Now, what do I go for at the end? I'm not sure. I think actually let's do this because I'd rather boost the Queen than the 1-star Wizard. And yeah, now at this point, we can't be taking any big losses, and so we kind of got to play all our best units every time. If we do lose, okay, good, that still helps us, but hopefully we honestly win because we need to start taking HP off of these units. Now, this guy is also going for some Clan, which is going to be a challenge. There are other cheap comps you can play. You know, Brawlers can be decently cheap. There's some cheap Blasters, but there's really not as much flexibility to choose between teams here, and that's where I think King can be weak. You know, with Empress, you have a lot of flexibility between the units you can go for. Let's just go ahead and do this, and just throw this out here with that. Barbarian, we know we can't get a 3-star, but that's okay. We can leave it for now. There's the Queen, so we are possibly going to get a 3-star Queen. Doesn't look like it yet. Okay, let's just put the Queen back out there just because she's going to be good, because she's boosted already. Does somebody else have a Queen? Yes, this guy has a Queen. Man. So we really need him to lose, and we just need to try to win this one if at all possible. The Goblin's going to be... Wait, why is the Goblin out there? No. How did that happen? I don't think I even ever selected the Goblin. Well, it might be fine because we are still going to be able to win, but I definitely would have rather won with that Queen and been able to knock this guy out of the game. Oh, we are going to. Okay, that's huge. So we knocked the Lung out, and the other King lost as well. So now it's a 1v1. And unfortunately, this is the guy who is also going for clans. So what we can do here is we can pivot. We can go for... Is he going for full clan brawler? No, he's got a little bit of that in there, a little bit of that as well. So he does have a good team. I think we just need to generate more elixir here and actually go for the brawlers over the clan. This is going to be difficult. Not quite sure if this is the best move to make, but it's definitely something. Go ahead and get this brawler out here. Who's the last brawler? Who's the last brawler? It's Prince, right? It's Prince. Okay. Here's Prince. So we get the full brawler team and a bit of clan here. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We'll just see what happens here. I don't think it's going to be an easy win, but if we can come around and get the rest of the 3-stars on our brawlers. But he has that Mega Knight too. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? It's just difficult because you don't have that extra flexibility to pivot as well as you can with Empress. I don't know if we're going to win this one. Hopefully we only take 1 or 2 or 3 damage. If we can kill that. Actually, okay, so we're still going to live regardless of what happens here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter here. We take 4 damage, so even another loss is going to knock us out. So we have to be very careful here. We do need to try to get these 3-stars on at least one of our units here. Okay, let's just do this. I think this is better. We get the ace. He does have... Okay, 3 stars on that is really awesome. I feel like I should be blocking, but I don't think he has enough elixir to really pivot to something that's going to be a threat. He does still have that Mega Knight, though. No, he doesn't. He sold the Mega Knight, unless it's on his bench. So we're just going to go ahead and take this risk here. By selling that, I do think we'll be able to get back to a 2-star Mega Knight at least. Let's just sell everything we can't afford to be super finicky with elixir right now. Oh, no. Okay, so this is not good. Oh, get it. Yes, okay, we got the 2-star Mega Knight at the last second. That's huge. We do have a 3-star. He does not have a single 3-star. Knock that Valk way out of there. Knock that Tesla out. Prince is able to take a lot of damage. Mega Knight's able to get back there and stun. We might be all right here. I don't know if that P.E.K.K.A is going to be able to survive much longer because he's marked. Okay, he is going to be able to take out that. Oh, actually, nobody's focusing the P.E.K.K.A anymore. So we were just able to turn that around by pivoting to brawlers. So King is a very skill-based ruler, in my opinion. Very flexible, but not quite as good as number 1. Alright, guys, the last ruler in the video, the best ruler in the game. First of all, how in the world do we get the Expo modifier again? I hate this modifier, bro. Anyways, best ruler in the game, in my opinion, is going to be Spirit Empress for this season. Like I said with King, you know, having skill aspects to the ruler are huge for the top players in the game, and I think Spirit Empress just has a bit more, you know, like physical manual skill than the King does. That's nice that he got that 2-star Expo, because Expo is not very good in the first few rounds, except for when it actually turns on here. Oh, we actually got it. Okay, cool. But yeah, there's a lot of skill that comes with Spirit Empress, and being able to pivot completely and be flexible with your team. Being able to generate elixir is a fantastic ability, and thankfully we were able to win that. So even if we take this loss against this other Empress, which we might, why did he not put his Expo on the board? What is he doing? I'd never seen, like, is he tripping? Okay, he put it there. He just forgot to put it on the round 1. And honestly, what he did is probably not a bad idea. Using it as a tank is probably a pretty good choice. I just normally like to keep it in the back because I don't want it to get in the way of my other positionings. But yeah, that was honestly probably a pretty good idea because he is able to beat us here by using that Expo as a tank. Now, that's okay. We got some goblins on the board. We're going to get some free elixir, some free cards, and we'll be able to go cycle crazy now. I do think that, you know, well, obviously the best thing about Empress is that you can kind of choose which team you go for, and so you can always go for the best team if you're quick enough. Come on, let's cycle, please. And for now, until they nerf it or something else happens, the best team is still going to be... Let's just do this, just so that we get another free goblin. The best team... Oh, I needed that 2-star on the dart. The best team is going to be superstars, granted that nobody else is going for them. And this guy's a 2-star... musketeer, and that's okay. So we took a big amount of damage there. I was just, you know, we were not quite able to get some really good units on the board there, but that's okay. We can still come around and win, in my humble opinion. Let's go ahead and grab this. That's nice there. Let's go ahead and grab this just so we can sell. Do need to grab a musketeer before that other person gets the 3-star on it. Not yet. Not yet. Go ahead and grab that. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just do this for the sell. We have to. Still looking for that muskie. Why am I... Okay, that I just passed it up. I can't believe I just did that. I just passed up a musketeer. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, at least if we do something like this, we'll be able to get some good units out there. Yeah, I don't know how I can't believe I just did that. Hopefully this guy's not that good. No, he's not. Okay, I think we'll be able to grab this win here, and then we really need to get back to a musketeer. So honestly, do we have any 2-stars that I could cycle in? Not really, and this guy... Oh, where's the musk? I don't know where the musk went. Hopefully there's a chance that he might have sold it, but I kind of doubt that. Wait, did we just do a lot of damage? We just did like 6 damage. Okay, that's pretty good. The other Empress is already out of the game. This one over here, but this one does have no musks. Okay, so the musks should still be there unless it's just sitting in on his bench. Oh, I just passed it up again. You've got to be kidding me. I am the worst at that. I pass up the cards I'm looking for so often. It's not even funny. Like, it's really bad. There's the musk, finally. Okay, so I actually am able to get the card I want. Let's go ahead and throw this out here. Go ahead and throw this up here. Yeah, you can see, even by leaving it in the back row, I kind of bunched up my troops a bit more than I wanted to. Can we get a 3-star on the monk? No. We're playing the dead guy, though, so it doesn't matter. But I would like to get a 3-star on the monk, if possible. Never mind, because this guy has one. Hopefully, the battle machine can beat this guy, so we can grab the rest of his superstar troops, because that is going to be annoying if not. Expo needs to lock in here. Expo is attacking the skeletons, unfortunately, but there is no witch, so the Expo is going to get a ton of value. Come on. You can do it. Yes, but it's only going to do 1 damage. That's annoying. I wish that was the real skeleton dragon that survived. Okay, so we are playing against him, so it is going to be basically a mirror matchup, and I think we do have the better stars by ever so slightly. Do we go ahead and go for the princess version because he has the ranger version? And I think we do. If we can find the princess. Or yeah, the 3-star XC. He has 2-star XC, so that's not good. But this is a 2-star princess, so we are absolutely going to take this every single time. Now, can we get to another executioner? I bet you he has it on his team. And I'm fine losing that elixir right here, because as soon as we beat this guy, then it's kind of wraps for the other, because we are going to be able to get all these cards and just be able to force cycle. So Spirit Empress is obviously the best at generating elixir. Does she have some weaknesses? Yes. Obviously, she does not have any battle assisting, measures. She's not able to put buildings on the board or have an extra troop or have, extra generating troops through Goblin Queen ability, stuff like that. But she is very, very good at building elixir. And at the end of the day, that is what matters. So because we just beat that guy, we are able to get 3 stars on all the troops that we want so badly, which is just perfect for us. I think that the monk is going to be the most important for us just because he has those huge buildings that we're going to need to reflect. But if we don't get the monk, then I guess just go for the witch. Obviously, we're going for everything that we can, but we don't have infinite time. Time is honestly your biggest restraint with Spirit Empress, as I'm sure you guys understand. Just being able to cycle is difficult in the short-ish amount of time we have between rounds. Either he's very good at blocking, or I just wasn't able to find this stuff. Honestly, probably a mix of both. But thankfully, we're able to take that Inferno Tower out pretty soon, or pretty quickly. And our backline units are just going to be able to do a ton of damage and wipe out his team. So that's what I'm talking about with Empress. As soon as you get through those first few rounds, you have all the recipe, or you have the perfect recipe for being able to generate enough elixir to overpower your opponents. Now we just need to grab a monk or a okay, this is fine. We can go for that instead, I guess, if we're not going to be able to find it. Yeah, sure, 3-star there. Doesn't matter. We've got it on lock now, and we'll just do this just because we want some more elixir to play with, just because it's fun at this point. Now, if we don't get a 3-star, then that's going to be very bad. I hope we can get back to that. Nice. Okay, so we are able to get that 2-star. Not 2-star, I meant 3-star. Or not 3-star, I meant 2-star. Yeesh. Okay, like, what is he doing here? You got two goblins, 2 blasters. You know, Battle Machine is just not quite at the level he needs to be very good at the game. Oh, that 4-star Tesla is actually going to be annoying, but I think we'll be fine because it's only a 1-target unit, and it's just targeting... Oh, no, it's not. It's multi-target, but it is targeting skeletons. So, anyways, that is what I think of the rulers. I do think Spirit Empress is the best. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.